So, first of all, thank you. That was very powerful to watch.
Make sure we turn down the music. Even though it's an awesome song, I'll tell you about the song later.
So thank you to Dayvee. That was a very powerful film. I'm still sitting with it, so thank you so much. My name is Jillian Medeiros, and I'm going to moderate. I am a research associate at Race Forward. So I want to jump right into it so we have some time for questions later. According to Killed by Police, which was the last screenshot you saw in the film, at least 1,135 people have been killed by U.S. police since Eric Gardner was killed on July 17th, 2014. 1,135. So that's a lot different than the FBI statistics that they put out, that they say it's about an average of 400 per year. And why is that? Because they rely on voluntary reports from law enforcement, whereas Killed by Police is monitored by people.
I'm gonna kind of take over too, because I partnered with Race Forward, and Jillian's their researcher there, and I'm a journalist, I'm a storyteller, and we're actually taking this project on the road. We're doing museums and colleges, and this was kind of my opportunity to continue the discussion of race in America, from like regular people, because as the film showed you, we heard from the president, we heard from LeBron James, we hear from pundits, we hear from news persons, but this is something that affects all of us, and so we like to give a voice to that. And I think part of the discussion was like we see individual racism and we respond to it.
Race, and we analyzed over 2,000 articles, and basically systemic racism, we tend to look in society at individual racism. So what did this individual say? Like, what did Paula Deen say? But we don't tend to look at it from a systems analysis. What systems are in place that allows that to happen, right? So systemic racism is defined how the inferiority of people of color are woven throughout institutions, traditions, organizations, and systems that order our society. So it's basically the systems and structures in our country that continue this cycle of inequity, right? And so when we looked at all these articles, we found, surprise, surprise, that the media tends to take a very individualized look, right, at race, and doesn't apply this lens of systemic analysis, which Dayvee did with her film. So we're seeing a moment here, I think we're all aware of that, we saw it happen in the town center, that we do need to have this conversation, and we need the tools to be equipped to have that conversation.
Black and brown children don't get to be teenagers in the same way that white kids get to be teenagers, and what that essentially is that white kids get the benefit of the doubt. We talk about race, and then we want to come up with solutions. And like, but what is the solution for something that you can't even control? Like, you're black and you're a kid, and now you're a teenager. You used to, what possible solutions can we start implementing that are real?
Yeah, and of course, for our report, we had different ideas of practices that some harmful discourse practices is that the media should be aware of, things like individualizing racism, diverting from race, coded language, or silencing history. The goal for this powerful project.
So when I initially created it, the goal was to get it on PBS, and PBS was interested, but like I told you, when I finished it, I felt there was more. And I alluded to a little bit that we're taking this on the road, and it's more like a town hall opportunity, and to give voice to everybody, and so we did that even here. When we take this on the road, and you can see a sample of, we will be doing these kind of town hall forums, and it will have people represented in the community on the panels. Race Forward will be with me, and also like a local leader or local activist, but everybody will also have ability to give voice. So.
I told my son, know who you are, so you always have something to fall back. Because if you don't know who you are, they are going to define you.
Let me show you my baby. He's 21 months.
tell my kids is that I think hate is a very powerful thing, and hate and lack of knowledge of one each other, even though we're all different shades of brown, we still need to make sure that we talk and we have conversations with each other so we overcome that hate.
And while there are sometimes good police officers, there are also some times there are bad police officers, and just like there are good people, there are sometimes bad people.
Unfortunately, I think today the message is, even if your civil rights are violated to our people of color, you know, the message is freeze, don't say anything, don't give them any reason to want to harm you.
And the only thing I would want to tell the sons of other mothers is just that I'd like to hug them.
Constantly struck by the fact there are really two different countries. One for white people who enjoy the full benefits of American citizenship or denizenship, and one for people of colour who I imagine must always have to look over their shoulders.
So that's our way to help this narrative. So we're going to always be extending the media of the documentary. At every stop there'll be, this is #OurSonsPHX. So I would ask you guys to continue the conversation and using our hashtag #OurSons and #OurSonsPHX for this specific discussion. And now I guess we'll have time for questions.